Mom bans boy from playgroup over shirt, has no idea how far mom will go. He can't wear that shirt to group again. Or we won't be setting up any more play dates. The mom looked at the text and felt the anger turn to heated shaking. It went right to her fingertips, which were ready for a full-on counter-attack. All of this over a simple shirt. Was the woman crazy? Between lockdown and life, playdates had become very important to Chelsea and her son. Not only did they foster important friendships between their children, but it was also a chance for all the moms to socialize. Everyone got along fairly well, with the exception of two other women, one of which decided to promote herself to the queen of the playgroup. Chelsea sat with her coffee, sorting out her schedule for the day. The phone beeped. It was the queen, henceforth known as Karen. Chelsea sighed and rolled her eyes. The start of the chat was light, but it quickly descended into the real reason for Karen's reach out. Well, the other day at playgroup, I was a bit unimpressed with what your son was wearing. Chelsea closed her eyes and shook her head, trying to remember what her son had worn. The image finally popped up. There was now confusion along with her annoyance. What's wrong with it? Karen proceeded to go on about how it was demeaning to boys and men and super rude. But you have a daughter, Chelsea commented, already finding the conversation ridiculous. The little girl was as young as her son and couldn't even read. The mitts came off and the next barrage of attacks came. It insinuates that boys can just use girls as play toys and do whatever they want to them. Not the best message to send out to your boy or my girl, she said. Chelsea thumped her forehead down on the counter and shook her head. It's a joke for adults, she typed. Karen wasn't having it. Next was the unthinkable move of banning her and her son from all future playdates. The conversation was ridiculous, but now Chelsea's mom clause came out. One response was to remind her that the other moms didn't have a problem with it. One of them even wanted to know where to get one for her own child. She reached out to the other moms. All of them, save one, another Karen, were on her side. Not only were they tired of the woman acting as if she was the boss of the group, but they were also sick of her attitude. Chelsea's son was more than welcome to playgroup, but they didn't want the drama following. That was fair. She wouldn't want drama during the meetups either. So, she rolled up her sleeves, donned her figurative, protective mommy armor, and got ready to end the inane discussion then and there. She got ready to type her own complaints. But what was the super offensive shirt that had started it all? Her boy loved building blocks and gaming. So, the little shirt read player's gonna play, complete with Xbox controller. The message was clearly about wholesome fun and a poke at the adult version of the saying. Chelsea's fingers moved in a flurry of texts back at the delicate, overreacting Karen. Honestly, I couldn't care less. You're very inhospitable hosts anyway. The hostess was always stingy with snacks and drink towards her son, not to mention Chelsea as well. Then there was the constant drama of never wanting to pay for anything when they went out and expecting everyone else to cover expenses. And you've let your daughter pinch him before too, because he wouldn't share, but you never cared if she didn't. It had been a serious matter of bad parenting, letting her girl do whatever she wanted and her son being uncomfortable during the encounters. But Chelsea wasn't done yet. I don't think this is a healthy relationship for him or for me. And just for the record, my son will wear whatever I want him to. Don't come to group if you're so offended. Chelsea felt a wave of release. She had finally been able to say all the things she had been holding back. The return fire. Obviously, when people are called out on their own bad hypocritical behavior, they are more likely to lash out and protect their pride rather than apologies. There was one final attempt at banning her son and calling Chelsea the B-word. Next was getting the rest of the moms on Karen's side. But she just leaned back, turned off her phone, and shrugged off the fire in her chest. The moms already had had enough, and the woman quickly wore out her welcome and stopped coming to the group and left the chat. The balance was restored, and kids could go back to just playing.